I'm going to show you the easiest possible way to create high quality app design for your mobile applications. It doesn't matter if you're developing a cross-platform React Native application in Expo, or maybe you're developing a Flutter application, or maybe a native Android application, or maybe an iOS application. This video is not sponsored. I'm not going to share you any sponsored AI tools. I'm actually going to show you the easiest and best possible way to create high quality UI UX design for your mobile applications. Also, if you use tools like bolt.new or lovable.dev or any those kind of like web-based AI app builders, this video is probably not for you, because this video is for someone who is actually serious about building mobile applications, because we all know that it is kind of impossible to publish your mobile application when you develop on bolt.new or on lovable.dev or on those kind of like web-based app builders, because creating builds and APK files and like iOS builds is kind of impossible on those platforms. But if you're someone who is genuinely interested in building and launching mobile applications, not one, not two, maybe like hundreds of different mobile applications using tools like Cursor, Windsurf, or local native IDEs like using Klein or Rucode or those kind of tools, so this video is for you. We are going to use a web-based tool to generate UI for our application, and this AI tool will not only generate the complete UI design for your applications, but it will also create the code and also very detailed prompts to integrate those screens inside your project. So if you're developing your application in Flutter or in Expo, or maybe native Android application, or maybe an iOS application, so this AI tool will help you to add your app design inside your project based on what sort of project you are developing. So I'm talking about this tool, which is called wibbes.dev, wibbes.dev, and this tool can create high quality UI design for your mobile application. Now the most unique thing about this tool is as soon as you give it a prompt, it generates these UI design, like all of these different screens for your application based on your requirements. And also you can see there are different sections. So all of the screens related to authentication system are actually inside this auth section. All of the main screens are in here in this section, all of the sub pages are in here, and all of the settings screens are in this section. This way you can actually visualize your entire application before you actually start developing your application. Now let's suppose if you want to add any further screens in this main section, you can just like click on this add screen. You can just like give that screen a name, and also you can just like describe, and it will generate a new screen for you in this section. And now you can simply just click on this prototype button, and you can easily prototype all of these screens. So now all these different screens are linked to each other. You can actually easily just go to this links section, and now you can just, for prototyping, link screens with each other. Let's suppose this was the first one, which was splash and onboarding screen, and this screen is linked to biometric login, to home dashboard, and also to biometric login. So on this splash screen you can see there are different buttons. There is one which is get started, there is one which is login, and there is one which is skip. So skip will take you directly to the home screen, get started will take you to the next screen. So let's suppose if I just click on get started, and you can see now it just took me to this screen, which is the biometric screen. And similarly from here I can just like move to next screens, and similarly I can just like move to all of these screens next, and just maybe see if there is anything wrong. Let's suppose in this screen there is this button which is called buy BTC, and there is no screen linked to this button. So now I can just like go back, and I can just like generate a new screen, or maybe link a screen to this particular screen. So there is this buy bitcoins. So let's suppose this screen needs to be connected to a new screen which should be related to buy bitcoin. So I can maybe generate a new screen inside sub pages, and that screen can be called buy bitcoin, which will be shown as soon as you click on this buy bitcoin button. So this way you can easily visualize your complete app design before you actually start development. But the good thing is, as soon as you finalize all of these screens, now you can just click on any of these screens. Let's suppose this particular one, and now if you just click on this view code, and it will just display you first of all like simple code, but that's not what we're interested in. If you just click on this copy prompt button, just click on that, and now here you can find all of these different options. The first one is Flutter. If you're developing a Flutter application, so you can just like copy this prompt from here. What this will allow you to do, you can easily just paste this inside your AI code editor. In my case, I'm using Cursor. So here you can see I just pasted like a prompt. I just like created a screen, then I pasted that prompt in here inside Flutter, and then it just created that screen in here for me. So this is a Flutter project. Then just to give you a demo, I have created this Expo project as well. So this is an Expo project, and this is the screen that I created in this Expo project. Now, so for each of these screens and for each of these different platforms, there is a very custom prompt. You just need to just copy this prompt from here and paste that inside your AI code editor. I'll show you a demo in a minute, But this is the whole point, that you can simply just copy the prompt from here, just paste that inside your AI code editor, and it directly just implement that design inside your AI code editor. Now, as I told you earlier, this video is not sponsored at all, because this AI tool is generally helping me to brainstorm my app projects. Because unlike Bolt and Lovable, as soon as you give a prompt in those AI tools, what it does, it just like starts creating a detailed project and creates a prototype application in front of you. You don't exactly know how your app is working, and you don't know how many screens there are. You cannot actually visualize all of those screens the way we are doing in here. So this is why I think this tool actually fills that gap. So before you start developing your application, first you need to visualize that on paper inside a canvas. You can see all of the screens, you can see the designs of your screens, you can see the linking between different screens. So when you start development of your application, now you already know what exactly you are building and how many screens there will be and how each of these screens will be linked to each other. Now let's just dive deep, and let me just quickly show you that how you can start using this tool right now. Okay, one more thing about this tool is, as soon as you just go to wibbes.dev and then you sign up, and there is this pricing page. Now it allows you to generate one design for your one application. So for one application, for your first application, you can do it absolutely for free, but for second one, for next one, you'll have to upgrade your plan. So if you're serious about developing your mobile application, I think it is not that bad, because it will cost you around $9.99 and it will give you around 2000 credits, and using that you can create up to 15 complete UIs for 15 different applications. So I think that's not a bad deal. Also because they are using Gemini 3 and Claude Sonnet 4.5 and GPT 5.1 as AI models. So yeah, these are really expensive models. I mean, just Gemini 3.0 cost around, I think, $12 per million input tokens, sorry, per million output tokens, and Claude Sonnet 4.5 cost around $15 per million output tokens. So yeah, it's very costly. All of these AI models are very costly. So this convenience comes with a minor cost, really a minor cost. Okay, let's just try to build something. Let's just like go to maybe like build a fitness tracking app with, you can see I've been actually playing with this tool for a while, and I've actually generated all of these different separate projects. So fitness tracker application with high quality design. The theme should be dark but professional. Just explain the sort of idea that you want to like build your application. By the way, I just really like this animation on this hero section that they have. Now let me just click on generate button, and now it will just like, it has already started planning, and it usually takes just a couple of seconds, 3 to 4 seconds in planning, and then it will start creating design for us. So right now you can see it has already started creating these designs. It is showing generating on all of these different screens. Let me just switch to this mode, I think. Yeah, and now you can see it is creating UI designs for all these different sections. The first one is flow. This will have 5 different screens. The second one is auth. Then there is main. It will have 4 screens. Then settings, it will have 2 screens. So you can like create now further screens as well. The first screen that it created was this one. It gave your app a name as well, which is Onyx Pulse. You could define that name in beginning, but you can see the design is really nice. The colors are really nice. Now let me just go back and let's just wait for, so there is this design as well. Amazing. This is an onboarding screen, but the design just looks mind-blowing, just next level. And similarly, I think it is still generating the rest of the screens. So let's just wait for it to generate rest of the screens. Here is the third screen that it has created, which is this. So this is again an onboarding screen. It will ask you to choose your height. So you can just like choose your height and then press on continue. Your height can be selected in centimeters or in feet. But yeah, it has created this nice looking this thing in here. This is really nice. I'm always, all of these screens that I have created, like all of these different app designs that I have created, I am personally like shocked and amazed by the quality of design that it always creates for me. So again, this one as well, I think this button needs to be placed again, or maybe this is a design. By the way, if you need any further changings in any of these screens, we can just like explain that in here. Click on apply changings, and then it will just like apply changings on this particular screen. There it is. The next design is ready. So this is the next screen. So you can see now it is creating all of these different screens one by one. It is still generating all of the rest of the designs. Here it is, another design. This is the discover screen. I think you can choose music from here maybe. Now you can even drag and drop all of these different screens as well. Look at this screen that it has just created, and this looks again mind-blowing, just next level design. So let's suppose if you want to like put this screen before this screen, so you can just like click on this button and this screen will move here, this screen will come after that. And also you can see the linking has been already done. And if you want to change anything in your linking, so you can just like choose any of those particular screens, and here you can just like write the name of your button, and from here you can select the screen. So whenever user will click on that button, it will automatically assign it the next screen. So as soon as all of these screens will be created, then it will automatically link all of these screens with each other. So then we can simply just click on this prototype button, and then we can just like display all of these screens. We can just like test the linking. You can click on different buttons to navigate between different screens. So all of these screens are created, and just I think 2 screens are left, which are these ones. One is empty activity state and another one is this session complete. Okay, so there you go. Our last 2 screens are also created. This is the empty workout screen, and if you just go back, this is the session complete screen that it has created, and you can see it has added all of these animations. So yeah, one thing is for sure, I know they are using like all of those expensive AI models, but the results, the UI, the design and everything is just premium quality. Now let's just try to implement any of these screens inside our code base. So let's suppose I have this, maybe this Flutter one. So let's just implement any of these screens inside Flutter project. So what I'll do, maybe like let's just choose this screen, just choose any screen randomly. So let's just choose this screen, and then I can simply just click on this view code button, and from here I can just click on this copy prompt, and then I can just choose Flutter. I can just copy this prompt from here, and now I can just paste that prompt inside our Flutter project. Let me just make sure we are inside Flutter project. So this was the Flutter project, and now I can just paste that prompt in here that I just copied, press enter, and that's it. That's what I need to do, and rest of the task, rest of the implementation of this design will be handled by Cursor. So you can use Cursor, you can use Windsurf, you can use Anti-Gravity by Google, you can use Augment Code, you can use Klein, you can use Roo Code, you can use Kilo Code. Use any of these local native AI code editors. So if we just look at this prompt that we just shared with it, so there is this objective, and in this objective dimension, implement the following mobile app screen design as a fully functional Flutter Dart component. The design is provided as HTML/Tailwind CSS. Translate this into native Flutter Dart code while preserving the exact visual design. And also after that, the platform specific instructions, if there is any sort of dependencies or any sort of packages or anything which is required to implement this design, it will instruct that too as well. So that's just amazing. Then there is design specifications, match the design exactly, which is mentioned in here. So colors, spacing, typography, shadows, borders. So this prompt is like a detailed prompt, and then there is this like detailed code as well, the code that it generated. And now based on this, Cursor is actually going to implement this design as it is and create this new screen for us. So let's just wait for Cursor to finish this implementation, so we can just like open that design and then match the similarity between this design and that screen that we created using wibbes.dev. Okay, perfect. Now in less than a minute, the implementation is done. The implementation time actually depends on what sort of AI code editor you are using. Either you are using Cursor or Windsurf, or maybe you are using Augment Code. It depends on what sort of AI code editor you are using. So I am just running this project again, and here you can see this is the screen that it has implemented. So you can see it has accurately added all of the text, colors, buttons, the text styles, font style, the spacing between text, everything it has accurately added in here. Similarly, you can go back and implement all of these screens one by one. So I have that another project which is an Expo project. So even here you can just like choose any of these screens from here and then ask Expo to implement that design. You can just like repeat this process for all of these screens. I think there is a way as well to implement all of these screens all together as well inside your project, so you can do that too. So yeah, this is the easiest possible way and probably the best way to create app design, because this way, before you actually start development of your application, you can visualize all of your screens, the complete design, the complete app flow, everything you can visualize right in front of your eyes without blindly just jumping into development. So I'll keep making more videos about this tool. If you have any further questions, or if you face any issues during this implementation, like while implementing your design, just leave your comments in the comment section, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.